Welcome to my channel. My name is Luna Affinity and I'm an energy reader and channeler. Sit back, get cozy, and get ready for some readings. Hello everyone. Don't get too excited. We're back on camera, but I can't guarantee this is going to happen every time. I did a private reading earlier today, so I had everything set up and figured, why not? Why not be on camera since I've got everything going? Hopefully everyone's doing well. Hello. Amy, I have a maybe. 6 of Swords is a maybe. Sorry, we're a little bit close here. It talks about like travel and like, I guess like you have something on your mind that you're occupied with. So I would say, yeah, maybe he's thinking of you. I'm sure he's had some time, on the road to, think and be with his thoughts. And I'm sure you're there in them somewhere. I have a yes, God's daughter, Ace of Cups. Amy, it was not her. It was a regular that I have on here. But thank you for the referral though. For Gotti, I have a yes, the Star. Amy, I would love to do a reading for her. Just let her know to schedule through my Calendly app. My link tree, if you click it at the very top, it says book a private reading. And all she'll have to do is click on that, schedule herself a time that works for her, and then she can forward me the payment to secure her appointment through Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Nessa, I have a yes, 10 of Cups. You're welcome, God's daughter. High Priestess, I have a yes, King of Wands and Page of Cups. That sounds great, Amy. Just let her know that I'm ready whenever she is. And let her know that if she wants a weekend appointment, she can request, make a special request. I can't guarantee, but if she's okay with during the day, then those time slots are open. High Priestess, that's funny. Hi Nisha, welcome in. Silly Billy. By the way, your reading for me really made me at ease a lot. You're very intuitive. You do have a gift. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Nisha, I have a no. Knight of Swords. This is typically a very immature person as well, just throwing that out there. You're welcome, High Priestess. Daisha. Daisha, I have a yes. Page of Pentacles. Nessa, yes, I can. I can do two things. I can give you qualities and characteristics of that person, or I can give you physical attributes. I can't remember how much I charge for physical attributes. Hold on, I haven't done that one in a minute. I'm double checking my my shop. Hold on, I'm sorry. Okay, so on my shop, Nessa, for physical attributes is $21. So that's up to you. I can do physical attributes, and that will be things like hair color, eye color, physical build, height descriptions, like oh my god, I'm trying to think of all the different things. There's also like demographic, like if they have similar upbringings, traditions, and values to you, and then also how close they will live to you when you meet them, like how similar they are to you versus how different they are, things like that. So that's up to you. Physical is $21, or you can donate from the description prices, and I can pull characteristics, like personality characteristics. All right, hopefully that answers your question. Amy, probably, to be honest, but I don't really know like how it's going to go until it goes, until I put effort into it. So if you think that you should probably wait, then maybe go ahead and do that and give it a couple more days. You're welcome, Daisha. Do you feel like you're caught on the table by chance?
Yeah.
Do you mind like getting out from?
I thought I did.
No, go pull up. There you go. All right.
But the table is like in a different spot than usually is.
It is. Silly Billy. Okay, so I have a yes, King of Swords. So, King of Swords is someone who's a part of authority or someone who might have more authority than you. So, and that's also a yes card for me. So, I'm going to say yes. Hi, Melody. Welcome in. Amy, yeah, let's do a mini one for you. That works for me. Also, Nessa, I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question. You can Cash App. Let me add that in here for you. Yeah, silly. That's what I've got for you. All right. About 2 minutes left of the free list, and we're moving on to donations. Melody, you can go ahead and post your question if you're ready. All right, what is Saphir's current energy towards Melody? Sorry about the glare. It's a little much. So there's multiple indications here that this person is feeling overwhelmed or under stress, or maybe the relationship or the energy is feeling stressful. And the Page of Swords as well as the Seven of Pentacles both indicate that this is still going to require more patience, or the outcome that you're looking for is delayed. It indicates that a lot of like basically what you guys have gone through up until this point is for a reason, but it still is going to take some time for things to progress or for you to see some type of movement. So I feel like this person is having a difficult time opening up their emotions. Sorry, this is like horrible lighting for some reason. I'm trying to, there we go. We have Ace of Cups as well as the Devil. And so this indicates this person is struggling to open up, struggling to trust. They are basically feeling bound by things that bring them instant gratification. I do feel like this person has an emotional attachment to you as well. However, they're having a hard time opening up about that or being honest about that. I wonder if maybe they think to themselves that they've lost their chance here, or they lost the opportunity for anything to grow or for anything to happen. They could be feeling a little bit more pessimistic. With the Ten of Swords clarifying the Ten of Wands, it indicates that there's some endings, some defeat. Okay, that's weird. The King of Pentacles clarifying the King of Pentacles. So essentially, this is just a natural position. The center of your reading is talking about someone who's not a risk taker, someone who would rather do things that feel safe to them, that don't feel like they're putting themselves out there or sticking their neck out. This is also very fixed energy, which indicates that the energy around the connection is going to be difficult to come out of. So right now, how things are, the energy is that it probably will remain the same like this for some time. This is also indicating that it's going to continue to be hard work. So his energy in your direction is indicating that he's saying like, I need more time. And I feel like this is taking a lot out of me. He could be in a place as well where he's not really worried, and not to like be too offensive to you or anything, but I feel like he could be in a place where he's not really concerned with how this is affecting you. Like he might be very much focused on just like himself and what makes him happy. The sun is a really great energy, but when it's paired with the Page of Swords, it could indicate a level of immaturity, self-centeredness, selfishness, things like that. So overall, I feel like there's a desire to reconnect, or maybe a feeling of unfinished business, but wondering if he's lost his chance because he's having a really hard time opening up and taking a risk, like putting himself out there. And so the forecast, I would say, moving forward, is that things will pretty much remain the same for now, but there is potential here, so long as he puts the effort in, that you could start to notice a change in the future. But right now, things are just going to be how they are. He just doesn't seem like he's in a headspace to really make any big changes at the moment. You're welcome, Melody. I hope that resonated for you. Amy, did you want to do your yes/no question first? Were you able to post your video, babe?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Amy, that's kind of two questions, but because you're a regular, I'm going to go ahead and do both of them for you as one. Hey, James, thank you. You'll be after Lala. I'll add you to the list in a second. So, Amy, for the first part, I am getting a no. The Tower. Okay, so okay, so I asked then if he ever looks back at pictures that you saved in the chat, and I got a maybe. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, a maybe usually means a yes in this type of question. So how often has he done this? Has it been at least one time? Just to confirm, and I got a yes. And then I asked if it's been multiple times, and I got a yes. So I do think this is something that he does. I will say, because the maybe came out first, it does indicate that maybe there's a message here that he doesn't do it very often. He might have done it once or twice, but it's not something that he's doing like all of the time. so let's do a mini channeled. No, you're okay. It's all right. I mean, they were kind of in the same category, but they were technically two different questions. That's why I just threw that out there. All right, let me get your mini message going here. This music is cracking me up. It sounds like you're watching a Disney movie. Hey Day, welcome in. Okay, I'll add you to the list. You'll be after James, okay? Funny you say that, Amy. When I was hanging out with my cats earlier in their room, my cat did that same thing. Okay, so let's get back into. So for those of you who are hanging out, I went ahead and posted the list in the chat. The only exception is that Day Oceane is going to be after James, so keep that in mind. If you cannot wait, you are free to skip the line. It's $5. To do that, you can't interrupt someone's reading that I'm currently doing, but you can skip the line ahead of anyone else who hasn't skipped the line, if that makes sense. You're welcome. Also, I'm doing a channeled message, so I'm here and I'm monitoring the chat, but you probably won't hear me talking for a few minutes while I work on this. All right, Amy. Hey, Silly Billy, thank you. I'll add you to the list. Bear with me. All right, Amy, this is for you. All right, he says, we have so much in common. I like the things we share that feel similar because it makes me feel like we understand each other. I do have trouble right now opening myself up to you. I worry about doing the right thing a lot. I worry about making all of the wrong choices and regretting it because the last thing I want to do is make a decision that negatively affects things. I just feel somewhat closed off emotionally, but only to a certain extent. Or maybe it's not closed off, but rather I am slow to open up. I feel like I have to make myself a priority in this connection. Maybe one day that will change. But right now I have to allow myself that ability to put myself first, and I hope you understand that. You have given me hope that there is some type of silver lining in this whole mess. Getting to know you has been one of the highlights of my life lately. It's been a lot of fun distracting myself with you, and I appreciate that you've made time for me. Amy, yes, you can donate one more time to hold your spot, and then after that, I'll have to put you back into rotation. While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and update the donation list for everyone that's waiting. Go ahead and post your question, Amy. Sounds like a hamster. Or no, a guinea pig. Is the screen still looking clear, or do I need to refresh? Okay. I went ahead and updated the list if anybody was wondering where they are. I also want to remind you guys there's an opportunity to skip the line. If you pay to skip, it's $5 and you will be next in line behind anyone else who paid to skip. If no one pays to skip and you do, then you'll be the next person. Also, if you can't hang around and you're not in a rush for your reading to be done, you can leave your question with me and I will call on you when it's your turn. If you're not here, I will do your reading and you can come back to watch it later. All right, Amy, I am ready. All right. He says, so like where your message ended is like, it's been a lot of fun distracting myself with you. I appreciate that you've made time for me. Then the message continues, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve all of the attention that you give me. I know that we've shared some good times and I'm not detracting from that, but I guess at times I don't feel like I am measuring up, and I wonder if I leave you wanting more. I really am trying my best in working through these things that hold me back. There is a lot I need to work on and release. I think that I have some old wounds of abandonment that I need to work through as well. This tends to restrict me when it comes to opening up and trusting people. And when I say that, I don't want you to question yourself and wonder if I can trust you, because from what I can tell, I can trust you. This has to do with me and my ability to take a risk and put myself out there. You have shown me nothing but support and patience and care. So, something new we've learned today is that he has abandonment issues, which I don't think we've ever tapped into. So, I am curious if that means that's something that he has recently become aware of, or if it's something that has come to light for him. Because I don't think that's anything we've touched on before. You'll have to tell me, but I don't think we have. So I am curious what that stems from. Yeah. Donations are closing in 10 minutes. K-Talks, if you're here, please post your yes or no question in the chat. Lala, if you're here, please check in. All right, Lala, you can post your question. I know that you specifically said in the donation that you wanted a love spread. The one that I offer in my description has to do with you and someone else. So, did you have someone else that you want the reading to be on? If so, please give me an initial or their sun sign, or you can even post their name if you feel comfortable doing that. I'm wondering if it's because of the whole family or parent situation, like the divorce, or how he's always emotionally regulating his mom. Oh, yeah, he can't always be that for her. She needs to do that herself. He's that's kind of crazy. It kind of feels like he might always be on edge, worrying about like how she's going to react. He probably is a very overstimulated person. The most I know from his parents' relationship is that his ex and him were together for 2 years, but she never exactly grateful towards him. Well, I guess it's good because you're different, you're different to him. All right, so Kay Talks and Maxine, if either of you are here, please post your yes no question in the chat. Our list is about to close. You have about 5 minutes to get your question in. Amy, that sounds good. Okay, got it. Lala, thank you for that additional information. Okay. So, Lala, I am just kind of scanning each card really quickly to understand what's going on here. So, give me 1 second. Okay. So, all right. How they feel towards you, I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and guess that this is also how you feel, very similarly. But the Eight of Pentacles here is making me feel that they are looking at this connection as something that's requiring a lot of effort and a lot of work. But the energy around this is that it is worth it. It is something that is worth it. That they feel like at the end of the day, they want to have something to show for it. That all this time and effort and energy that they have put into this is going to pay off. So this makes me feel like this person hasn't given up on this connection. As far as the intentions, I have the Wheel of Fortune. So I think that they are hoping for the best. Wheel of Fortune means like good things to come. So maybe they're thinking as positively about the situation, no matter what it looks like on the outside. They are trying to have hope in this. And the Wheel of Fortune means that they don't intend to necessarily do anything right now, but they are hoping that there is some type of divine intervention or some type of like miracle that happens that allows you guys to make some progress here in the connection. I'm seeing that what you're wanting is liberation for this relationship. You want to be able to feel free with this person without any kind of restrictions surrounding the connection. And I feel like what they want is similar, but I think they desire to do this the right way. Like they also want that fun. They also want that liberation. They also want that ability to pursue this connection without restrictions. But they're like, we have to do this the right way, because if we rush this, or if we don't deal with or confront the certain things that are interfering with our connection, then we're just going to continue to have this problem. So he's trying to see other things through in hopes that you see other things through, and that way you guys can kind of tie up any loose ends and approach this connection with like no baggage, no issues. I feel like he just thinks that there's a certain way to go about this connection that's requiring taking things a lot slower than maybe what you would prefer. I felt like there was another message here. Hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I lost it. I'll let you know if it comes back. Maybe it wasn't meant to be said. As far as what brings you guys together, I have the devil. So, isn't there like an expression like the devil in me is the devil in you? Like, or I see the devil in me that I see in you, or something along those lines. Like, you guys are very similar in regards to like trauma or like bad habits or like negative thought processes, or like basically the demons. Is very similar. Like, you guys have not necessarily a darkness, but you guys can relate on such a like deep way, probably because of maybe the negative things that have happened towards you. You're very drawn to each other. Another interpretation of this is that you're very sexually attracted to each other. There's like this intense infatuation and lust and attraction and like chemistry here between the two of you that brings you together. What pulls you apart, being the Ace of Pentacles, indicates that it's really hard for you guys to manifest something physical, something tangible. Energy around the relationship is the King of Pentacles. So essentially, neither of you here really want to risk things. You don't want to risk losing each other, but you also don't want to risk yourself, risk your heart. So it's like you both are kind of playing it safe, I would say. What's hidden is the Lovers. So this acknowledgement that you guys have this deep connection, or this like high level soul connection with one another, that feels a lot like romantic partnership, soulmate, just like that kind of thing. There's a lot of romance and desire, shared values, and I don't know, it kind of indicates too with the Lovers that in order for this connection to be successful, it's based off of the choices that you both make. You're both as equally responsible as getting back to one another. This could also indicate like an issue with karmic partnerships around the relationship, and it can also indicate that if you believe in reincarnation, that you guys have a past life connection. This is a very heart-centered relationship between the two of you. And as far as will the relationship be successful, I have that it is a yes, that you guys can overcome this, even though it's going to take a little bit of time. I don't see anything happening until maybe summer. I'm specifically getting a lot of Cancer energy, which is interesting because he is also a Cancer, which means that he might be feeling his most natural and best self during his season. So we have 6 and 7. We have Gemini and Cancer here. So I'm getting like 6 and 7, month of June, month of July, somewhere around there. You probably will see some movement here. You said, absolutely, we're both so different, so things have been rough. We're working on learning each other. You are nailing it. He's super traditional, and I'm not as much, but same core values. Yeah, we are extremely attracted to each other, and it's our thought process. We're both stubborn as hell. I've confirmed that we had a past life from 3 different readers. Crazy's birthday is 6/29. Wow. Yep, so that is what I have for you, Lala. So he's probably like right on that border of like Gemini, Cancer, probably. I'm trying to remember the exact dates. Gemini, Cancer, let's see. Yeah, Gemini goes into the 20s. So Lala, I appreciate your donation. I hope you enjoyed your reading with me. You're welcome. All right, guys. So I think Amy is the last donation of the night. Day, Oceane, I have an extra donation from you, which we can address during your turn. But outside of that, I believe Amy was the last person to donate. So I'm going to update the list right now in the chat. If you guys donated and you do not see your name, please let me know so that I can confirm it. Amy, I have a donation for a 8-card reading for you, and a yes, no, it looks like. All right, so everyone that donated should see their name on the list. If you do not, sorry, I lost my train of thought. If you do not see your name on the list, let me know. And even though the donation list is closed, you guys can still pay to skip if you prefer. But that is all that I will be accepting for tonight. All right, this is for James. Love option 2 for James and Patty. James, did you ever tell me if Patty has a child? Does she have children or a child? Okay, So the first card out for what is she showing or giving to the connection is the Eight of Pentacles. So this can mean one of two things. The first thing being that she's very focused on her personal affairs, like her job, or other things that bring in income or help her acquire skills. So she could be taking classes as well. And the second interpretation is that she is wanting, kind of like in the last reading I did for Lala, where she's thinking about this relationship and noticing the effort that it requires, but still wanting to make that effort and have it pay off in somehow, like, or have it pay off in some way. She is thinking that it is requiring a lot more energy from maybe herself that she's not used to giving. She might be really used to just kind of reserving her energy, and noticing that putting effort into something or someone else is requiring more effort from her. But again, at the end of the day, she wants to continue to do this because she wants something to feel proud of. She wants to feel like she worked towards something, put herself out there with you, and has like it pay off. For thoughts, I believe it's thoughts, feelings, intentions. Yeah, thoughts, feelings, intentions. So for thoughts is the Wheel of Fortune. This is all the things that are mysterious in life, things we don't really understand. I think that she might be thinking a lot about what you mean to her, why she feels a connection to you, what your connection means to her. Maybe the mysteries surrounding why she feels pulled to you, or why you feel familiar, or why she feels comfortable with you, or why, it's almost like she's just thinking of all the mysteries surrounding the connection. And this does indicate that she's feeling positive, that she might be just relying on things to just happen, though. She might be thinking to herself, like, if he reaches out to me, then it means this, or if we just happen to run into each other, then it's destined to be, or I think she might be putting a lot of her, I guess, hopes or trust in fate or divine intervention. Her feelings are the Knight of Wands, so she could be feeling, I don't know, the Knight of Wands is like this feeling of energy. It's feeling of sexual adventure. It's lust. It's impulsiveness. She might be feeling a little bit scandalous. She might be feeling like she wants to be risky. It's kind of like a fun, kind of sexy energy that she's going through at the moment. Her intentions as the Nine of Cups would be to make offers to you, or hope that she gets an offer from you. It's going on dates and seeing each other and spending time with each other. So that's like what she wants to happen. I ask about if she has a child or not, because I feel like maternal influences are surrounding the connection right now. So whether that is her mom is influencing this connection, if her mom is in her life, they may be having conversations about you, or if she doesn't have a relationship with her mom at all, that might be influencing the connection as far as like how, if she should trust or whatever. And then also the Queen of Pentacles makes me feel like she could potentially be thinking about her role as a mother, if she's going to have children, if she has children, her responsibilities to them. Is the clock ticking because she doesn't have children and she wants to have them? She could be thinking about that. And then as far as the Three of Wands go, it's indicating that she's kind of in a mode of wanting to experience and enjoy life, whatever comes her way. Neither of you have children. She did move back in with her mom. Okay. So yeah, that's what I've got. I'm going to shuffle for your first mini reading question. Give me just a second. Wow, lots of wands in this reading. Well, I was looking at Saturday being a good option, and I still think that it is. But if we're asking about Saturday or Sunday, Sunday might be the better. I think right now she's basing decisions off of her mood and how she's feeling. And while Sunday might not necessarily be ideal, because let's just say she works during the week, Monday through Friday, maybe doing something on a Sunday doesn't leave much room for like staying out late and whatever, but she might be in like a better mood mentally on Sunday. I feel like, I don't know. I think both are good options, James. I do. But I think that if you're going to do one or the other, you might have more luck on Sunday. But the advice that I'm getting is that you should, regardless, you should reach out to her on Saturday, regardless. Even if you don't make plans for Saturday with her and it ends up falling on Sunday, at least you have like two options, and I think you should let her make that decision. So maybe Sunday is the day. Maybe I'm getting information like Sunday will actually be the day that you hang out, but I think that you should reach out to her and see if she's available either of the days and maybe let her make that choice. That's the divine guidance that I'm receiving. But overall, Sunday looks like the better day. So if you're asking me, you could try for Saturday. Or I'm sorry, Sunday. Sunday looks like the better option. You could try for Sunday, but I worry that if you wait until Sunday, then it might be too late. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, I'm specifically hearing that your connection's just very spotty right now. Like, it's still there. It's still ongoing. Okay. I don't want you to think like your connection's like stopping or whatever. It's not dissolving, okay? It's still there, but it just feels spotty. It feels like sometimes, I don't know. I just feel like with you, James, you're very consistent and you're pretty much even keel all the way through. And I feel like, not that you don't have your moments, I'm sure you have your highs and lows, but I feel like you're more even keel. And I feel like with her, it's like at times it's just like y'all are not on the same wavelength. And I feel like she's working towards alignment. And I feel like it's just taking her a while to get there. And so at times you guys are really like wanting the same thing. Like for this, the metaphor or example I'm getting is like you guys really want to talk to each other and you guys keep trying to call one another, but you're like playing phone tag, and then finally you get each other on the phone and then it's bad service. And like every once in a while you hear from her and you guys are able to talk, and then sometimes it's like it almost feels like there could be some type of like interruption happening here for a greater purpose to serve your relationship and benefit your relationship. And maybe what has already transpired is just to show you that you should have faith in this relationship. I feel like maybe because you were giving up a little bit on the connection, and then that's when something happened. It was like Spirit's way of saying, don't give up on this. Like something will happen here. And here is your proof. But maybe right now it's just one of those things where it still wasn't ready to fully come in. Does that make sense? I feel like in March you could be experiencing some wins together. And I feel like you could potentially be feeling more confident going into March. The beginning of March still feels a little bit shoddy, but I think by mid to late March, you start to feel better about the connection. Silly Billy and Day, thank you for checking in. Tatiana, my lists are closed. Day, I have your question. Thank you, Tatiana. Yes, I've actually, the last few days, even without any so optimistic about us, Patty and I've been feeling so much love without any contact. That's so sweet. I love that for you. Good. Maybe you're kind of picking up on her buzz because she seems to be buzzing herself, you know? She seems to be kind of in good spirits. So I guess ride that wave, you know? Take the highs with the lows for now. And I think that at some point you guys will be able to stabilize the connection. Until I feel otherwise, I'll let you know. But right now, I think she's just working towards alignment. And I think it's good that you stay so consistent, you know, like you have your moments, I'm sure, your frustrations, but I feel like overall your attitude towards the connection is pretty much consistent all throughout. And I think as long as you can stay in that place, she'll catch up. You're welcome, Tatiana. And Day, I remembered that you sent an extra donation to me. So I just wanted to confirm with you. Oh, wait, did you send an extra donation or was it just the one? Because now that I'm looking at it, it might have just been the one. But I think that I got an email late. So it was just for the one mini. Is that right? I just want to make sure. All right, I wanted to know, will McLarty let me come and take the rest of my assignments on Tuesday for bio, or will I have to just go to the dean about it? Because it's like she was rude and had animosity. James, thank you for your donation. I hope you have a good night. I was passing the class and she just failed me. What? That's crazy. Okay, got it. All right, let's take a look here. Ooh, something shady's going on. Seven of Swords coming through, which is like deceit, trickery, lies, cheating, theft, underhanded actions or behavior, enemy, I asked if she will let you take the rest of the assignments on Tuesday, and I got a no here, the Five of Pentacles. And I asked if you will need to go to the dean about it, and I got a yes, King of Swords. The dean must be this energy here, someone in power or authority that can wield their sword. Is the dean a man? I see McLarty here, feminine energy. I'm getting that your only success to bring this situation to a close is to go to the dean. So you will have to do that. I don't see this person doing you any favors. You will have to go above her head. I have here that she's someone that's in power herself, but she's not as high power as this person is. And she's being like kind of sneaky and doing like underhanded things, and it's leaving you to be experiencing a temporary hardship or struggle, feeling like you don't have any power. I asked if you should go to the dean. I'm getting a yes. The only way to achieve what it is you need to here is to go above her. Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. That's not okay. Regardless of whether or not she would let you take the assignment on Tuesday anyways, I still think you should be going above her head to explain your experience, because this is not something that she should be getting away with. Yeah, I am, so I can get a great appeal for sure. I think so. Because it's wrong, but God doesn't like ugly. But thank you, Luna. You're welcome, Day. I hope that that helps you, but something tells me that you probably already knew what you needed to do and maybe just looking for that confirmation. So I'm happy to give that to you. Okay, okay. All right. So we are about to work on Silly Billy, and then I've got Amy. Amy, if you want to go ahead and get your questions prepped, feel free to do that. Also, you can post them if you're ready. Okay. This is for Silly Billy. Okay. So, Billy, I feel like you guys are interacting, and maybe your story starts off because you're needing their help. I feel like there's some type of hardship that you're experiencing with the Five of Pentacles, and maybe you're looking for some type of justice to be served here, or you're going to this person for a way to kind of help you through this issue that you're having. I'm looking at as you guys are like connecting on a level that maybe there's like this instant kind of spark that happens. I don't think it's this huge thing, but I do feel like you're going to them for assistance of some sort. And through conversation, you guys start to build some type of like chemistry or some type of bond with one another. And it looks like it's kind of kismet, like it looks like it's kind of something that just like happen so effortlessly and so naturally. I see that the both of you are a very good match for each other. There's a lot of similarities. Whenever I see a king and queen of the same suit, that always tells me that spirit's trying to communicate that this is a really good match. And even though this is a person of authority for you and it might be considered a faux pas, it or hopefully not frowned upon, but I still feel like there's still this interest in this person. And it feels like a mutual interest. It does feel like this is something that makes you feel like maybe things won't be so hard or gives you some type of hope in what's to come. I know that you're currently still heartbroken over and trying to process or navigate through that grief with Jacinta. And maybe this person that's coming in will give you that hope that you've been looking for, or make you feel like, okay, it's not all over. There's something new here for me. Just something to kind of feel like there's like a bright spot in what's to come for you in your love life. So Billy, no, I think that it is more than that. Yeah, I don't think that it's friends. I think that you're going to her for like assistance. I don't know if it's like a hardship or a problem that you have, or maybe you're needing help or guidance in some way, but you're going to them for assistance. And through that situation, you guys build like a rapport or like a bond with each other, and there's an instant attraction for one another, and you guys are good together as a good match romantically. Like, you guys are very compatible. And feeling this connection with this person, not platonically, feeling this attraction to this person is making you feel like there's another situation out there for you, like there's another person that's out there for you, because you're currently going through the grieving process, as you mentioned, and this new person coming in makes you like, gives you hope. It doesn't feel platonic. And it almost feels like kind of forbidden. And I think that adds like an extra level of excitement here between the two of you as well. Yeah, that's the weird part. I'm trying to just maintain professional rapport with everyone. I mean, I'm not saying that you're going to like do anything about it. I think there's the potential there for you to like hook up with them or something like that happen, or even something more than that happen. But I think for you, it's just exciting to like feel that chemistry with someone. And here's the thing, Billy, you really can't help who you fall for. Trust and believe that. So even if you want to keep things as professionally as possible, when you meet someone and you are attracted to them and you have chemistry with them and it feels just so effortless, it's like at that point, what do you do? Because you can't help yourself. Like, you can have self-control and you can have self-discipline, right? But you're still going to feel those feelings, and that's something that it doesn't matter what the ranking is or the status is. It's like you can't help yourself. It's just going to happen. You can keep your distance if you want to, but you can't really deny that those feelings are there or that attraction is there. So at that point, it's up to you and the choices that you make and what you do with that, Yeah. All right, Amy. So, okay. So for you, we did a yes/no reading, a mini channel, which turned into a complete channeled, and then you said you wanted to donate for an 8-card reading. So that's what we're about to do now. Is that correct? Okay. Well, thank you for the read. That's enlightening. I haven't thought about that possibility. You're welcome. Thank you for the donation. Okay, just an 8-card. Okay. So as a little update, what's been going through Eli's mind and heart and intentions towards me now that we have a little more different info from the channel message. Okay. Amy, I saw you just type something else. I'm going to read that in just a second. Oh, I don't know if it helps for more info. Eli is the younger sibling and he has one older sister. I know people say that there's a difference between older and younger sibling behavior or how they are as a person. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely, but to an extent, I think all older children have a fairly universal experience, and middle children feel like they have a collective experience, and younger children probably also feel the same way. But of course, every experience is unique to their own self, like their own personal journey. I honestly never picked up on the fact that Eli had a older sibling. he feels very much like single child energy. So that is actually interesting. Now that I think about it, I've never really picked up on the fact that he has an older sister. Is there like an age gap between them at all? Or maybe she's moved out? Is she like living on her own or living somewhere else? I don't know why, but like it's like Eli feels responsible for his mom to some extent, and it feels like he puts a lot of pressure on himself when it comes to her. He just like really gives off he gives only child energy. Okay, so she's moved out and married. Hi Val, how are you? Wow, okay. Oh, she buried young. Okay, so he is open-minded when it comes to you. I think he's like down for anything, which is good because he hasn't fully closed himself off to any outcome with you. So, I think that he thinks that he has plenty of paths forward when it comes to you, whether things remain the same, you guys progress further if you get into a relationship, or even if he moves away and you guys have to be like more so like a long distance friendship or whatever. I think he's open-minded to any outcome. So I think that's actually a good thing to acknowledge, because that means that he's still here for anything, whatever, which would include being in a relationship with you at some point. I asked kind of like what his current intentions are, and I have like hookups. He still continues to want to hang out with you and sleep with you and have fun with you. His intentions right now are a bit more impulsive, so they're not pre-planned. It's kind of like as far advance notice as he can give you, he will, but it's very much like impulsive. It's like whenever he feels like he has time alone to himself, he'll invite you over. Or whenever he gets the opportunity to have you come stay with him, or whatever it is, it feels very impulsive, and that's his current intention. I don't see him trying to pre-plan anything too far in advance. As far as what goes on in his mind towards you, feels like he thinks about how you satisfy him, how you fulfill him, how he enjoys spending time with you. What's going on in his mind? You give him confidence. You make him feel good about himself. Let's see. In regards to his heart, I have the moon. He's saying the path may not be clear, but one step at a time. So I still think he feels in his heart, he still doesn't know where this is going to go or how this is going to go. It indicates that the past may be affecting the present. You said it feels pretty impulse for sure, which can annoy at times, but you appreciate at least he wants to hang out with me in free time. He hasn't said anything to me yet, by the way, about reordering the intended things. Got you. So I feel like I want to draw this. This is what Spirit's showing me right now. Let me see if I can draw it. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. So basically, you guys first met, and I feel like things were kind of going like this, and now things are just going like this. Basically, staying the same. But basically what Spirit put in my head just now is that things were slowly on an incline, and now they're going straight across. So it makes me feel like you're not moving backwards, but you're not moving forwards either. And in his head, I feel like he's thinking to himself, this is as much as I can see or I can foresee. So I'm feeling like in the very near future, and probably over at least the next month or two at a minimum, you're gonna just be getting random invitations to do things and hang out together. I'm not seeing huge leaps or progress within your relationship, because the way that he's thinking right now is that things just have to stay linear. Now, that's not to say that when you guys spend time together, you guys won't become more invested in each other. You might become more emotionally attached. He might get really used to you being around, and therefore it's starts to become more comfortable, more expected. But as of right now, I feel like if I'm in his head, he's saying I don't know what the future holds, but this is okay for me right now. This is how I foresee things to continue for now. And he says for now because he doesn't know what's going to change, how things are going to change. But I think for him, it just feels like he likes, just how involved he is in your life at this time. He feels content with it. Wait, what do you mean pop off? I'm sorry. Are you talking about the little graph? Oh. Look, I had to pull up a little picture. Which I can't expect those huge leaps when he doesn't know his future. Is he saying this is all I'm able to do at the moment? Yeah. That is what he's saying. Yes, this is, and it's this is all I'm able to do, and this is what I feel good doing. He's saying this feels right to me, this feels good to me, because it's leaving him in a place where he feels like he's being responsible. He feels like he's not giving more than he can, and he's not overextending himself. And also he's doing right by you because he's saying that I'm also considering her, because if I were to ask her to be my girlfriend and I continued this behavior, that would not be satisfactory. That would not be something that she would be okay with. And because I can't do that right now, I am also trying to think of her and allow her the opportunity to continue to see me and hang out with me and us spend time together without making her feel she's restricted or bound by a relationship that she is getting underfulfilled in. You know what I mean? Because I think he also thinks it wouldn't be fair for me to be in a relationship that I can't give more to, but it also wouldn't be fair to her because she wouldn't feel satisfied. And then I would be asking her to make a promise to me and be committed to me, and even though her needs will not be met. You know what I mean? So Amy, we always talk about this. When you say if his intentions are serious, do you mean he wants a relationship with you right now? Or are you saying, does he still see you romantically? Does he still see you as someone that he wants to continue to date, quote unquote? Because I look at committed relationships a certain way, and I just want to make sure I'm not giving you the wrong answer, misunderstanding what you're asking. He's not seeing you as someone he can be in a committed relationship with right now. He is seeing you as someone who he would, if he were ready for a relationship, he's seeing you as someone who he'd be in a relationship with. He sees you as someone who is relationship material. So while he is not getting into a relationship with you at this time, if he were, you are someone that he would be in a relationship with. Yes. He does still see you as a possible person to be in a committed relationship with. Yes. Now, when is that future? I do not know. How far in the future? I do not know. But he says she is relationship material. And if I were to be in a relationship, she is someone that I would consider being in a relationship with. And he's saying, even though I'm not able to commit at this time, I do feel like she is worthy of someone giving to her, and meeting her needs and satisfying her in every way. And because I can't offer that to her now, I would never ask her to make a promise to me, to commit to me, because I would never want her to be bound to me and me not be able to meet her where she's at. If she wants to find someone else or be with someone else, I can't stop her. Now, I do feel like he would be jealous. I do think that he would feel pretty jealous if you were to start talking to someone else, or dating someone else, or potentially even hooking up with someone else. Because I think for him, he wants to save you for later. Like, I feel like for him, he's like, I'm not gonna, like, not like, I don't know, it sounds so bad, like leftovers, but it's like, he's like, I can't eat this right now. Thank you, the universe, for this delicious meal that is Amy, or whatever name you go by. But I'm full right now. But can I save her for later? And I think he's worried about someone else taking you out of the fridge and eating you. But you get what I'm saying. That's such like a weird analogy. But I feel like he's just worried that like he's not going to get hungry fast enough to be ready for such a delectable meal, So he's like, I want to save you for later. He's like, I don't want anyone else to get to her first. But, he doesn't know when he's going to be hungry. He doesn't know when the fullness of what it is he's got going on in his life is going to free up some room. And so he's just kind of, I think that also gives him anxiety as well. Oh. And I wouldn't want to force someone to try to be ready when they're not. Because, granted, I don't have all of my eggs in my basket. Yeah, Amy, I mean, think about it. Like, what if, he was like, I'm ready for a relationship. And, like, what if he was all about you? Like, what if he was like, oh my God, like, give me all of your time whenever you're free. I want to spend time with you. Like, what if we flip the script and he's texting you all the time and he is like trying to be available, trying to see you, trying, all that stuff? That might freak you out a little bit. Like, let's be honest, because you have been saying and been so self-aware of the fact that you're like, I can't be in a relationship right now. I know that it's not what's best for me. And then you would start to feel guilty, probably. Yeah, you'd probably be like, oh, this is awesome. Like, he's really into me. And then I think it would become overwhelming. I think that it would become a lot because you realize, like, shit, I'm not where I should be. And then I think that you would start to feel a little bit suffocated and then a little bit worried. And then, I don't know. I think too much of one side is too much. We need to find balance somewhere in the middle. And I think that he's trying to work to that point. Yeah, that's what I've got. Yeah. And Amy, I would say, here's what I'll tell you. So that way you don't have to feel like you have to question that about him seeing you romantically. I will let you know. Like, you don't have to confirm or double check or whatever. Like, if I start to feel some type of way, like if I start to feel like he's pulling away, and that he's changing course, I will let you know. You don't have to worry. Like, I will be honest with you, because I just have this feeling that he's working his way to a relationship, and I think that you'll see what I mean if he's able to stay in town. If he doesn't end up having to move, I think you'll see a big shift with him. But right now things just seem to plateau, like the graph that I drew, and I think that for now you're going to get a lot of the same. If he starts to have breakthroughs and he starts to acknowledge things, like, for example, abandonment issues and things like that, new things might come to light. But I think that for now, things are going to be pretty much the same for a little while. So, I mean, it's up to you if you want to keep getting readings. You might get new information here and there, but I think it's going to be pretty consistent with what we've been getting the last couple of days. Yeah, Amy, I think I've got to say, like, when someone just kind of blurts out, like, I love you, it's kind of, it can be a tactic sometimes. It could be his way of trying to keep you close to him. For all we know, he said it intentionally, and he did it because he was trying to see what kind of reaction that he could get out of you. I think that we have to pay attention and keep in mind that even though that sounds exciting to you, especially if you're looking for him to communicate his feelings, it's still way too early, I feel, for him to tell you he loves you. I'm not going to judge someone else's relationship, because I know people have gotten married after knowing each other for a couple days and they've had a long marriage. But that's the exception. And I think you got to worry about what was his intention with saying that, because sometimes that can be like love bombing. I'm not saying anything bad about him, and I'm not saying he's, being malicious or like he has ulterior motives or anything like that. But I'm saying that he might have done that as like a way to get into your psyche. And I think it's very possible that he did that intentionally. So just keep in mind that, like, take it at face value, but don't put all of your hopes and dreams on that comment, because in reality, it is really early to tell someone that. And it could have just been him, like, trying to get a reaction or try to figure out, like, if that's a way to get you hooked. Like, I don't know. But that makes me nervous. I'm not going to lie. Him saying something like that to you does make me go, like my flags are on alert at that point. I don't think that he has a bad heart. I don't think that he is a bad person. I think he's a good person. But that is a little bit flaggy to me. I'm not going to lie. So just don't hold on too tightly to that comment. because it does make me worry about the whole like love bombing thing. Yeah, I mean, he could be a sleep talker. And that's the other thing too. We gotta take into consideration all the options. He could be a sleep talker. Um, but I specifically remember someone who I was dating. Um, I actually dated them like officially, and then we kind of started hanging out again a couple years later. I never would commit to being in a relationship with him. I refused because I felt like we just spent a lot of time together hanging out. Like we never really hooked up. We like made out and stuff, but we never went there again. Um, and I knew that I shouldn't because he was still like really broken up about his ex-girlfriend. And so we were pretty much just like friends who were attracted to each other and hung out, drank, played pool, like whatever. But he would do stuff like that to me. He would try to make it seem like he was more emotionally invested than he actually was. And I'm not saying he didn't have feelings for me. I'm saying he definitely was attracted to me. And um he would just like randomly say stuff like that, and I'll be like, what? And he was like, oh, I'm like, he's like, I didn't say anything, but it was almost like a trying to get into your psyche kind of thing. So I'm just saying be careful with that because that's kind of a red flag. But at the same time, my husband talks in his sleep all the time. The thing is my husband talks in his sleep all the time, and he's never said I love you in his sleep. So like, it's just one of those things where you just be on alert about it. Just be aware of it. Don't read too much into it. Give him the benefit of the doubt, but also know that that's not normal. Yeah, I feel like he's a decent person. Does he have his head on straight? Does he know what he wants in life? Could he potentially be a little immature? Yes, yes, and yes. Like, or no, no, and yes. I feel like though he's still young. He doesn't have a lot of experience. He could just be trying to get a reaction out of you, or maybe he did. Maybe he said it in his sleep. Maybe he was falling asleep and said something that, but also like keep in mind too, like, was he saying it to you? Was he having a dream and saying it to someone else in his dream? Like, what would make him say something like that? And you said that I think you said that he was awake, but his eyes were closed. So just, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I think that you can fall hard for someone right away. I think that's really easy. And I think that you can get swept up in the moment. And I think that you can care for someone. And I think a lot of times unconditional love can come out without really knowing someone for a very long time, because honestly, you should unconditionally love everyone. I think if everyone in the world can unconditionally love everyone and give everyone the benefit of the doubt, even a stranger, give unconditional love and compassion to, I think the world will be a better place. But to say that you love someone in a sense that you love your friend, or you've loved a previous person in your life in a relationship, or you love your mom, that's different and being in love is completely different. So, I think that he probably should have said, like, I care for you or I really care a lot about you. But it's the whole like love bombing thing that makes me nervous, because now that everyone is so close to one another on the internet, it's like all these words are starting to come around. Like gaslighting is a big thing. Like we experienced it in previous relationships, but we didn't have a word for it. And we would sit there and be like, am I literally going crazy? Because this literally happened. And you just wonder, but now someone put a term to it. And so like love bombing is also another thing. And it's basically where someone does things to make you feel like they care about you more than they actually do, or more than what seems realistic for the like status of your relationship or how long you guys have known each other, just to get you hooked onto them. And that is narcissistic behavior. So not to say that he's a bad person, but he could have learned bad things from people, and he might not know how to love. He might not know how to treat someone in a relationship, and he's young, and so he might be doing to you what was done to him because that's all he knows. Not that it means he's a bad person. It just means that he doesn't know any differently, and we have to protect ourselves from things like that. So just be aware, be observant, keep that in mind. When I first slept over with him and his mom and met his mom, I was asleep. I was mostly asleep, and I remember hearing him, I think I love you, probably in the sense of those beginning feelings of love. He said that I think kind of awake, because I was like, what? And he goes, oh, nothing. I said nothing. I went to sleep. You can be a decent person and still do some bad things, because I've done some great things I was aware of. Exactly. You can have, and even still, you can be a good person and you can have the best intentions, but you end up doing some fucked up shit, right? Like that's just being human. That's just what happens. Like you can have the intention of like being a good person, being faithful, being honest, being trustworthy, and then a human experience comes in where you might make bad choices or you might get confused. And I think potentially that could be what's going on with him. We'll just have to see. But for instance, like if his mom is narcissistic, then that could have bled into his relationship dynamic, and like the way that he addresses things in a relationship could be narcissistic. If his past relationships he went unappreciated, he might try to be completely different in this relationship and not show as much appreciation. He might try to be a completely different person in another relationship because he learned from the past that it didn't work out, him being generous and selfless. So now in this relationship, he's going to be selfish. Like, not saying that's what's going on, but it's like we learn a lot in our formative years through our relationships with our parents. And also, I'm sure there's a lot of things from his previous relationship that, could have made things harder for him. Yeah, Amy, whenever, and I'm going to have to wrap this up. I just realized how long I've been on here. Whenever something changes or shifts, Amy, as far as like, if I sense at any point things are going downhill and I no longer feel or sense that he has any intentions of being in a relationship with you at any point, like if that goes away, then I will let you know. As of right now, things feel open-ended. He has an open mind to any possibility. But when that closes, and if that closes, I'm not going to say when, but if and when that closes, and I'm only sensing that this is the highest potential that you're currently experiencing and he no longer has a desire for a relationship, if I pick that up, I will let you know. No, I don't think he's playing you, Amy. I feel like you are special to him, and I feel like he really enjoys spending time with you. I feel like he chooses you above like anyone else, and I feel like I don't know. I feel as though no, I don't know. I don't think he's playing you. I don't think that's a good word, because I feel like playing you would be leading you on, making you think that this is going somewhere when it's not, talking to other people and being, intimate with other people and not telling you and not being upfront and things like that. And I don't think that is the case. I'm not sensing any of that. So I wouldn't say he's playing you. I would say he's considering you a lot of the time. He doesn't want to lead you on. And I feel like he is developing feelings for you, but it's just not deep, and it's not fast, and it's not epic. You know what I mean? It's not this like big thing. I feel like it's steadily happening. And I do feel like the more he sees you, the more he hangs out, the more invested he becomes in your connection. But it's just not this like profound thing that's happening. So if you want to know, is he leading you on? I don't think so. I'm not picking any of that up. But I do think, now that I mentioned it, that you guys, if you haven't had this talk, just from not from like a tarot reader channeling standpoint, just from like a realistic standpoint, just like friend to a friend, I do think if you haven't already, you need to have a conversation with him, that he needs to let you know if he becomes sexually active with anyone else, that you're not expecting him to be exclusive with you, but the second that he starts to be that way with someone else, you need to know, because it could potentially be putting yourself at risk, and that is something that he needs to communicate with you, and that you will also do the same. So hopefully you've had that conversation, but as long as you guys can agree to do that, then you can at least rest assured that he's only sleeping with you until he says otherwise, until and unless he says otherwise, or until and unless you say otherwise. But I think at least at a minimum, if you're going to be giving yourself to each other, you do need to know, because I've had a lot of relationships in the past where they were like situationships, and I never had that talk. I never had that conversation with them. And I should have. Not that anything came of it, not that anything happened. I'm fine, I'm clean, I'm healthy. But I probably should have had that conversation. Yeah, your health. Exactly, yeah. Exactly. You need to be like, hey, like, just really quickly, something that was kind of brought up to me. You could even make some shit up, Amy, honestly. You can be like, I went to the doctor for a physical. I don't care what your excuse is if you feel like you need a reason to bring this up, but you can be like, hey, I went to the doctor, got a physical. They asked like the typical questions, and they mentioned to me that I probably should communicate with you, just for like my own health and your health. that we should confirm that we're exclusive with each other as far as like having sex with each other, or if you are being intimate with someone else, or if you are having sex with anyone else, that you will tell me. And if not, then if and when that does happen, you communicate that with me and I'll do the same. You can always say that, or you could just say I've been thinking about it. And it's just something that feels important to me and I think I should bring it up. Like whatever feels good to you, but I think you guys need to have that conversation for sure. Yeah, but I think, and I know that you said indirectly, but I think y'all need to be really direct about it. And that's advice for anyone, honestly. Anyone that's in here that can hear me. If you're sleeping with someone and you guys have not had an official, we're committed relationship, we're just with each other, we're exclusive kind of thing, I think you need to have that conversation with whoever it is you're sleeping with, friends with benefits, situationship, an ex, whatever the fuck, I don't care. I think that you guys need to have that conversation because like it is your business to know. It's your health, right? Like if STDs weren't a thing, then maybe it's not your business, but they are, and it is your body, and you do need to be communicated. And not only that, Amy, but like if he is sleeping with someone else, like not, I'm not saying he is right now, but I'm just saying if he does at some point or whatever happens, you need to know if you're getting involved with someone who could potentially be getting someone else pregnant. He also deserves to know if something like that happens to you, if he is without a doubt 100% the father of that child, or if there could potentially be other people. Like it's important that you guys have that conversation. And it's not to say that you guys are putting like titles on your relationship or saying like, oh, you must only do this thing. It's like, no, we're just leaving the lines of communication open, that if you are, or if you happen to, you tell me and I will do the same. So yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna hop off of here. I just realized I've been talking for like 30 minutes extra. I need to go get in the shower and get to bed. So thank you, Amy. I will talk to you soon. Expect to see me on this weekend. Tomorrow and Saturday are my plans to be on both days. I can't make any promises. You'll at least see me one of the 2 days, but probably both. You're welcome. Absolutely. All right, I'll talk to you later.